All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKadosh. It's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name, Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect preaching this word in truth and sincerity. And the brother Tazabah, Lord will, with another video to edify. And we going to get right into it, man. The article says it all. We're going to read a little bit on it. What you got to understand is these are the sentiments of a lot of people here, right? You women in particular, because you can't resist on frivolous spending and buying shit that you don't need. And women are highly focused on keeping an image and trying to maintain a certain comfortable lifestyle. And that comes at a price. And America is no longer footing that bill for anybody anymore. So this is America. Bank of America suddenly closed all my credit card accounts for no reason. I'm ready to eat the rich in revenge. All right. It says Jessica, a customer of 20 years, says she was ready to eat the rich for dinner when she couldn't afford to buy her groceries. All right. It says the hiked interest rates increased the cost of living, left her in a critical situation, and she had to call Bank of America for some help. She told the bank that she had been a valued customer who hadn't missed a payment for 20 years and asked what her options were. I talked to them about one of the particular cards that is just out of control, she said, explaining that the minimum amount required to pay each month is too high. The bank offered her a deal that would give her a lower minimum and decreased interest rate for 60 months. And right there, you should have known what it was, right? The scriptures tell you, make not banqueting. Let's get that. But this is how America's taught people to live, right? This is Ecclesiasticus 18:33. It says, be not made a beggar by banqueting upon borrowing. And that's what a lot of people have done. They've made themselves beggars by banqueting on borrowing, right? They lived on borrowed money the entire time. And now interest rates are getting hiked up. Your credit cards, it's not easy to get a low interest credit card anymore. You got to have pretty damn good credit just to get a decent credit card anymore. And still, even then, interest rates are fucking from 17 to 23%, right? It says, be not made a beggar by banqueting upon borrowing, and when thou hast nothing in thy purse, for thou shalt lie in wait for thine own life and be talked on. And that's what this woman did. And a lot of people are doing that right now because they don't have any other way to make it out, right? They don't have any other way to get by. The hours aren't enough at work. The price of living is too high. Right, so people are doing these drastic measures, and they're only thinking for the minute. They're not thinking for the long run. So they're being made banqueting on borrowing, and now what? She lying in wait for her own life because she's sitting there saying, after they cancel these cards, she ain't ever able to eat. It says the bank offered to make a deal and would give her a lower minimum and decrease interest rate for 60 months, but she had to cancel the credit card. It says, so I'm like that sucks, but it's okay because I have other cards, she said. Jessica explained that she had opened other accounts to supplement rent payments. You see, banqueting on borrowing, that she couldn't afford at the amount and fund monthly subscriptions necessary for her job. Before agreeing to the deal, Jessica said she made sure to ask that other cards will remain open. She was thinking in particular of one credit card that has an 11% interest rate, which is unheard of, right? And that 11% interest, man, compared to now, man, that's gold. It says you can't get it anymore. It's like a lifeline, she said. According to the TikToker, the bank employee assured her that the cards would be fine, so she took the deal. Later during a shopping trip. Jessica was horrified when none of her cards would go through at checkout, with not so much as a message in the app, a phone call, an email warning. They canceled every single credit card, and I have with them. She said. Now I'm gonna jump down. It says now she's wondering how the company has the power to cancel all the credit cards without even giving a warning. Outraged by the incident, Jessica told her followers, "I've got nothing left to lose, you guys. I was already hungry, but thank to you, Bank of Scamerica, for making sure that I'd be starving, so that when it comes time to eat the rich, I'll have plenty room for you." You see? And this is the sentiment that people are going to have, right? This is the sentiment that people are going to have because it's getting too damn hard to fucking live, man. It's getting too damn hard to live. Now, this woman living stupidly on credit cards with interest rates. It's a fucking madness. Madness. And then you're living in a place that you can't afford. Maybe at that point, if you're 20 years old, right, and you got to live off of credit cards, maybe it's time to go home. Maybe you need to get a man, right, to split those bills in half. But a lot of these people are too damn proud to do that. So what they do what they feel is right. Right? They do what they want to do in pride. They don't want to humble down and sit here and work with somebody. They'd rather fake a facade and act like they got the shit panned out well. A lot of people are going to be in the same situation real soon. Real soon. Get ready for layoffs, man. This whole Black Friday, this shit tanked. This thing tanked. You know it tanked. Right? The video of Target sitting there putting Black Friday prices out, and the person checked the price tag that they have on those little metal stands behind it for the regular price that was there before, and it's the same price because this economy is going down and they're getting ready to pull the rug from under this place. But with them pulling the rug from under this place, they're going to have to deal with the average everyday person, man, and they're going to be at these people's necks. James 5:1, it says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." So it said, "Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." Right? It says, "Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered," right? The decaying and the corroding of your value of your dollar. "And the rest of them shall be witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire." Right? "And shall eat your flesh as it were fire," right? "Ye have heaped up treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields," the average everyday worker, the average everyday person just trying to get by. They ain't making too much. They ain't making too little. Right? Now, it used to be if you making $50,000, $60,000 a year, you could live a pretty decent life, right? You could have lived a pretty different life. 4 years ago, if you're making $60,000 a year, man, you living good. You living good, man. You making enough money to pay all your bills, having $200, $300, $400 left over each paycheck, right? You're all right. Especially if you're in a 2-person household and you splitting income and you splitting bills, bro. 4 or 5 years ago, you would have been nice, right? But now they did it and they've corroded this dollar so much. Planned, by the way, right? They've corroded the dollar so much that this place is about to crash. It says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, and these devils keep back all your money by fraud." All types of the fact that they're raising the interest rate how they are, yeah, they're saying that they're not raising taxes, but they're raising the interest rate, which is basically the raising of the taxes, and it's killing people. Not only that, you'll get a CEO that gets a 30% increase year on year, right? Which is the reason why they had the whole not trucker strike, but the automotive union strike, because you had the CEOs, CFOs, and all that sitting there making 30% increases in their wages, while the average everyday worker wasn't making anything. They were still getting paid the same salary. So you're talking about people sitting there making $3, $4, $5, $15 million a year, and the average everyday worker that's actually responsible for them to be able to make that isn't getting anything. So, hey, you kept back all those wages by fraud. It says, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of Yahweh of Sabaoth. So the Lord is hearing the cries of the people. The Lord is hearing this stuff. You don't, hey, the scriptures tell you, let me get this. This is Jeremiah 22:13. It says, woe to him that builded his house by unrighteousness, and these devils have built their entire industries, their entire way of life by all unrighteousness. Holding your checks to the end of the week, using your money to invest, using your wages to invest. Pension plans just disappearing because a company goes insolvent because they're gambling your money on the stock market, mismanaging funds, paying people exorbitant amounts while the everyday person isn't getting paid enough. You had one company that was paying all their workers $75K a year, right? And the CEO had to take a pay cut to do it, but it was the most productive. They had great quality of life. They loved the work they did. And it came down time to it. They hit him with the Me Too movement, got his ass out of there. You think those people are still there making $75K a year? Hell no. They got him out of there, and now there's people that replace them making $30, $40K a year. It says, woe unto him that builded his house by unrighteousness and his chambers by wrong, that uses his neighbor's service without wages and giveth him not for his work. So the Lord saying destruction to those who do this. And this is Esau's system. This is what he set up. It says, thus that saith, I will build me a wide house and large chambers, and cut him out windows, and is sealed with cedar and painted with vermilion. And this is how the rich are. This is how the rich are, man. This is how people get rich in this world. You're not going to get rich and wealthy by dealing justly. Because if that was the case, man, brothers in the truth, we would all be paid. We would all be paid, man. But these people prosper off of wickedness. And then they deck their own selves and their own livelihoods. They wear Brooks Brothers $20,000 suits, right? Tom Ford $30,000, $40,000 suits, same price as some people's cars, and they make all this money, basically hedging themselves up with wealth. Well, like the woman said, when it comes down time to it, she's going to be ready to eat the rich, right? She's going to be ready to go after wealthy, and this is what it's going to be, man. Rich against poor. The Lord said he was going to set one people against another and one realm against another. Well, it's going to be rich and poor as well, man. You don't think these poor people know who's living good while they did all the work? Right? Let's get this. This is Job. Job chapter Job 20 and let me get it in the blue letter. Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. And what is the fullness of the sufficiency that Esau is bringing forth? Right? Let's go into that word sufficiency, right? It says hand clapping, mocking, mockery, scorn, meaning dubious. Also satiety, stroke, sufficiency, right? So in the fullness of his mockery, like the brother said, the elder brother what's his name? Amon Gabar, right? The method he covered this term is called the revealing of the method. I think I took a screenshot. Give me a second. Yes, revelation of the method. It says a clever and occult way to increasing the powers of those whose elites who rule over us and disempowering, right? Let me put this in correctly. Yeah, here it is. Hoffman provides many convincing arguments to the support that labels the revelation of the method, right? This is that mocking, right? Which is a technique used by psychological warfare where eventually a conspiracy becomes known as researchers attempt to document and publicize the most dangerous book in the world, 9/11, as mass ritual numbers, their occult power and mystic virtue, 777, and other Kabbalistic writings of Aleister Crowley, including whatever there, right? Revelation of the method, though, right? That's that mocking, right? Like you said right there. Saquad. I believe that's what that is, Saquad. And it says what? Hand clapping, mocking, mockery. Right? So in the fullness of his mockery, his sufficiency, when his plans are going through, everything that he put in these movies to sit here and get in people's minds, to show them, hey, this is what we doing, right? And now they're just putting it on the people, and they're going to mock them. Well, we told you, right? I told you so, right? In the fullness of his sufficiency, Job 20 and 22, he shall be in straits. So when he thinks that he's going to bring forth these plans of his, he's going to be right there in straits in a hard time. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, right? Now, when you go into that word there for wicked, it says what? Amal, right? It says laborer, suffer, wretched one, laborer, workman, right? Toiling. So every hand of just, the working class man is going to come upon him. Because he's the one, they're the ones that this devil is focused on, just basically wounding and breaking down. Right? This is why it tells you that right here in Proverbs 10 and 15, it says the rich man's wealth is a strong city. Right? A wise person would try to sit here and set up the people to be as successful as possible because it enriches his own society. It says the rich man's wealth is a strong city. The destruction of the poor is his poverty, and that's what's going to break these people down. The everyday person, man, is far more of the poor than there are the rich now. But the Lord said it himself, he gave his devil the rulership for this time, that he could show forth his power in them. And we're about to come down to the times where these people are really, like the woman said, she says she's ready. She's going to be ready to eat the rich. There's going to be more than just her saying this, man. There's more than just her saying this. The Lord willing, to set a final say, call all, Yahweh Shem, El Shaddai, Shem, Kakadash.